Hey you guys. So this is my nighttime routine. It's kind of focused more on skincare. Obviously there's more I do to kind of get ready for bed. Usually I will have a cup of tea or something before bed or just chug a bunch of water. I like to pull out my outfit for the next day just to kind of get ready for the day ahead, make sure my bag is together, all that stuff. But this is kind of my evening skincare and just health routine that I go through. So it's pretty simple. Alright, so the first thing I do when I'm getting ready for bed is just put some dry shampoo in my hair. I got this one from our Safeway, but normally I like to use the Batiste one for dark hair. I just use, any regular one before bed because I don't mind the white streaks. But if I'm doing this during the day, I'll use the one for brown hair just so it blends better. But I just like to spray this on before bed so that it kind of soaks up all the oil and, any sweat or anything that kind of builds up over the night. And that way my hair is nice and fresh in the morning and I only need a couple of sprays to get it all nice. Then I will just throw my hair up in a ponytail without rubbing that in or anything and just get that out of my face so that I can wash my face. And then I always take off my wedding rings before washing my face so they don't get all grimy and dirty. So this is actually a bamboo nursing pad. They work really well for a reusable kind of face wipe though. So I use that along with this toner. This is actually just apple cider vinegar and witch hazel. I just used this bottle. So even though it's a number 7 bottle from Target, that's not actually what's in there. And I just use a little bit of that to wipe off any oils kind of in my T-zone before actually washing my face. I just find that it kind of helps get rid of that excess oil that built up over the day. So you'll just see me wipe that off. And next up is my face wash. I use the Aveeno Clear Complexion Foaming Cleanser. I have been using this since I started using, and even before I started using Curology, and it has just helped my skin a ton. It's really consistent and it feels super nice on my skin, so I just continue to buy and rebuy the stuff. There is also a bar soap version if you don't like the foaming cleanser. The bar soap is actually way cheaper. I just don't like how grimy and gross it gets after, a couple of uses. This towel is the makeup eraser. I got this from Sephora, I believe. I will link to it down below. It is awesome for just taking off the last bit of, like mascara around my eyes and any eyebrow pencil that I had. I usually use this before I wash my face, just if I have any makeup on, but today I actually didn't, so I'm just using that to dry my face since I need to wash it anyway. And then I will go back in with that same toner. Again, it's just witch hazel and apple cider vinegar. And I will use that again, along with my Aveeno Clear Complexion Daily Moisturizer. There is an SPF version of that, which I use during the day. I forgot to show it during the video, but this is just kind of my go-to nighttime lotion. So that is my entire routine. Every once in a while, if my skin's feeling really dry or I need to exfoliate, I will use my Clarisonic. I just use that with the same soap. And then if I have a really bad zit or anything, I use the Mario Badescu silver powder. And I just take a little bit of that on a wet cotton round or little piece of cotton or something and just put that on the zit for about 10 minutes, let it dry, and then use my toner to wipe it off. So that's really the only kind of differences that I'll make in my skincare, but otherwise that is pretty much it. So now I'm just putting on the face lotion, and then you'll see a little bit later I will put on my Curology. I like to let the lotion soak in for a little while before putting that on my skin. I also always use chapstick. I get really, really dry lips. I actually have an eczema patch on my lip right now, so that's super fun. So you'll see me use chapstick excessively throughout this video. And then I did forget to show it, but I actually have lotion specifically for eczema that I rub down on my neck and on my chest, so that's why you don't see me putting much on my neck right now, because I did already put lotion on my neck. I just forgot to film it. And then of course, brushing my teeth. I also forgot to film flossing, which I do every night. Flossing is so important, you guys. If it's not a habit already, you have to make it one. So this is a Clarisonic toothbrush. I will link to the exact one that we use down below, but there is a couple newer versions. We've just had this for years, and I swear by it. I have not had any issues with my teeth since using this. It just gets your teeth so clean, and it feels kind of weird at first, but you get used to it pretty darn quick. And then I don't do this part every night, but I do use the Colgate whitening, optic white whitening pen, and this just comes like with a little travel toothbrush. I only use that about once a week, but I do use a Crest whitening toothpaste, and the floss that I have is just regular Oral-B dental floss. So I just do that once a week or so just to keep my teeth looking nice and white and clean. It's kind of weird. You just twist the bottom of the pen and the whitening gel kind of comes out. You rub it all over your teeth, and then you just leave it, and it'll kind of dry down, and then eventually, I guess you swallow it, kind of. It's kind of gross, but it works so well. The Crest whitening strips also work well, but they're just kind of expensive, and they make my teeth a little bit sensitive. I know they have sensitive versions, but anyways, that's what I use. So then my very last step in my routine is to use my Curology. I'll talk about this a little more in just a minute, but I just use a tiny, tiny little pump. That's enough for my entire face. And you'll see I just kind of put it on mostly my cheeks. That's where I break out really bad. And then I just kind of pat it in to my skin. And then you'll see I also use a little bit of extra lotion just to really kind of seal that in a way, and also just to better disperse it around my skin. So I have been getting a lot of questions lately about Curology, mainly if I'm still using it, and the answer is yes, I am. I'll have to check and see when I started using it, but it's been a while now, probably close to a year, and my skin has completely cleared up. I'll still get the occasional breakout. I had a little zit here on my chin, and you can see like on my skin I do still have some acne scarring. Like you can see some red marks and stuff, especially on my cheeks where I used to just get really bad painful breakouts. But besides scarring and the occasional little pimple, my skin does not break out the way that it used to. Usually I will break out a tiny bit, like 1 or 2 pimples around that time of month. But besides that, my skin has been amazing. I cannot recommend Curology enough. Honestly, I've never had like a skincare product do that much for my skin. And the best thing about it is that I don't actually use Curology every single day. Honestly, I probably use it a couple times a week. I don't really keep track of it. I just kind of do it when I realize I haven't done it in a while. But it's not like Proactive or anything like that. Not to throw them under the bus, that works for some people, but for me, if I didn't continuously use it every single night, my skin immediately broke out. With Curology, it's completely cleared up my skin, and I don't have to use it every day to kind of keep my skin at bay. Part of that, too, is that I am drinking a lot more water than I used to, but honestly, like, that's not the reason why my skin is cleared up. It is because of Curology. So I still do recommend it. If you're curious about like all the details of that and seeing before and afters, I will post a link to my first video about it. And I'll put some videos in here or some photos in here so you can see what my skin used to look like, because it was pretty bad. But overall, I still absolutely love Curology. I still recommend them. I have a referral link if you want to use it. Obviously, you do not have to. You can just look it up. But I do get credits if you are a first-time buyer. And if you've heard about it from me, I would love if you used my link because it gives me some credit. But yeah, I absolutely cannot get enough of that stuff. So you'll see my skincare routine obviously is super simple. I use maybe 3 products on my face, and I try not to, wear as much makeup, and part of that is because I don't need to wear makeup. I haven't worn foundation probably in about 2 months. I'll wear it on occasion, like if we're going out for a really nice dinner and I just want to do a full face of makeup, but I threw away so much of my makeup because I just don't use it anymore. I finally feel comfortable just wearing my skin as is. I'll throw on mascara and do my brows in the morning, and that's pretty much it. So it's just such a relief to finally be able to not worry about if people are looking at my acne rather than just looking at me. So that is my evening routine. Let me know down below if you have any questions. I have linked to all of the products I used in this video or similar products down in the description box, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good night.